Hey YouTube, it's going to be another Meier video, and yes, I'm going to film some more of these cases in this Meier story. And to be honest, Megan reminds me a lot of myself. The differences between me and Megan is I'm a guy and she's a girl. Very young, she was a very young, beautiful girl. You know, she would have grown up to be a beautiful lady. She was beautiful. Here's the Megan Meier story video I have. It's Megan's story, and you probably heard this before, but you have to understand what goes through people's heads most of their life. What goes through my head is okay. This is going to be a little bit personal about my personal life. So I never suffered from anxiety until 3 years ago. I was dealing with a lot of anxiety. Um, okay, here it comes. So basically, in my life in high school was depression. My first year of high school was amazing. My second year of high school, like middle school and high school, were the two worst. Middle school had some depression in 7th and 8th grade. In 8th grade, it had me wanting to shoot myself in the head. And in 9th grade was awesome. 10th grade sucked. 11th grade sucked. My senior year was a little bit in between, but then I went to high school for a 5th year, which actually wasn't as bad as it could have been. But yeah, there were some times where I was angry, and 2 years ago, I almost took my life. I was that close. I took an antidepressant, whole bottle, because I've seen people in movies take more, and apparently I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, and these pills were making it worse, anxiety pills. So I took the whole bottle, and anxiety pills don't really work. And anxiety is something you never want to deal with. And then in 2015, I was getting stressed out because some people made my life really hard. Here comes the story. What made my life suck really bad was the boss I had back then, because he was a dick to me. I'm not going to talk about that in this video. He was just really rude to me. But I'm going to talk about that in a separate video, maybe in the near future. But he was a dick to me. Totally a dick to me. But here we go on Megan's story. And forgive me for the language. Give me a second. Alright. Shortly after opening an account on MySpace, Megan received a friend's request by a boy named Josh Evans. You know, I want to warn all you youngsters out there, people can say who they are or who they claim to be. It's not always the truth, though. Josh was 16 years old, new to the town of O'Fallon, Missouri. He was born in Florida. He was homeschooled. He didn't have a phone number just yet. So, these people played a trick on Megan to make her fall in love with him, and she wanted the phone number and to find out where he lived, so they could visit each other. And she asked if you want to come to the party, and he said he was going to be in Florida, and that they didn't have enough money to afford a phone just yet, and that he was at someone else's house using the internet. Megan had a lifetime struggle with weight and self-esteem, Tina says, and she finally had a boy who thought she was pretty. You know, I've had problems with weight, depression, anxiety, and self-esteem. I had low self-esteem until later on. Here we go. Excuse me. You know, in 2011, it said Megan seemed to be falling for Josh. In 2011, my life was finally back to normal. But then in 2013 went like this. Even though I've still had Britney all these years, that's the best thing that ever happened. That I had her always. It was just depression and anxiety was getting to me. It wasn't just that. It was, being with Britney is the best thing ever. And then me and her always love each other. After, like, sometime in 2013, like, towards the end of the year, my life started to split. In 2014, it was okay, but some parts not. 2015 had some shit moments and some good moments. But 2016, this year has been kind of in between, but not bad altogether. But yeah, moving on. On October 15th, 2006, this is what Josh said. I don't know if I want to be friends with you anymore because I've heard you're not nice to your friends. I don't know how that happens. And Megan said, what are you talking about? And then said, Monday, October 16th, 2006, Megan's Meier told her to sign off the computer. She was in a hurry to get her sister to the orthodontist. So, what I would have done was I would have gone there and told Megan that Josh isn't real if I would have known this. I will, Mom, Megan said. Let me finish up. Allison was being taken to the orthodontist, and if you don't know who Allison is, it's Megan. It was Megan's little sister, and Megan's little sister, I know, loved Megan, and she felt, and in the Web of Lies video that I was watching, she was saying, I remember walking upstairs and seeing my sister, and she just started to cry. Of course she's gonna cry. She loves her sister. Even if your brother and sister get into an argument with you, they're family, so they love you. But there is a family member in my girlfriend's family. Her brother Alan treats her like shit, and that's unacceptable. So then at the orthodontist, Tina called Megan and asked her if she signed off. She said, no, Mom, they're all being mean to me. You're not listening to me. Megan, sign off now. They were posting bulletins about me. Megan Meier's a slut. Megan Meier's fat. Do they even know what slut means? Tina got home and yelled at Megan. Not the right approach. I think Megan started swearing back at them or something. That's not something that solves it, but I have swore at people. I think she was swearing back or something, or saying, I'm not these things, you're these things, and maybe using bad language towards them, which I've done many times in my life. And it says, I'm so aggravated at you for doing this, she told Megan, and she said, you're supposed to be my mom, you're supposed to be on my side. Megan went into her room 20 minutes later. This is what Tina said. I had this god-awful feeling. I ran up to her room, and she had hung herself in the closet. Three weeks before Megan's 14th birthday, she was pronounced dead the following day. Josh Evans was not who he appeared to be. There was nobody ever really named Josh Evans. He was never homeschooled. He never lived in O'Fallon or was born in Florida. this is what disgusts me. During her 7th grade year, Megan became friends with a girl down the block, and their friendship had been on and off day by day. But actually, no, Megan met her, I think, in 4th grade, but then they moved closer and she wanted to be friends with Megan, of course, but then they kept on lashing back at each other. That's what I heard, is that they've been friends for about 3 years, and then they kept on getting into arguments and shit. I think what Megan did was she called her a lesbian or something, or I can't be friends with you anymore, or something like that. A neighbor down the street informed the Meiers Josh Evans' account was created by adults, in fact a family on their block. Okay, number 2, I've talked about this situation if you've seen my videos about Lori Drew. Lori Drew should have known that what she was doing was wrong, but it didn't seem like she cared. You know, people know about this, and she's going to have to live with that for the rest of her life, and she never showed any remorse. Lori Drew is a sick, twisted bitch, and she's a very sick woman, to quote Tina Meier. The family, Megan's former best friend's family. The family was Megan's former best friend's family. Yeah. Megan's father, Ron, states that meeting Josh was the happiest she'd ever been in her life. Megan died thinking Josh was real, which I think is sickening. She and her mom went shopping and bought a new dress. Ron said she wanted to make this grand entrance with me carrying her down the stairs. I never got to see that dress until the funeral. I never got to see her in that dress until the funeral. Because what he was going to do was she was going to put the polka dot dress on, and he was going to carry her down the stairs, and everyone was going to be so happy. You see, Megan, I was watching, and they said Megan was having a happy life at one part. That she went to a new school, and everything was coming back to normal. That she was going to be happy again. Megan expressed who she was like this. M is for modern. E is for enthusiastic. G is for goofy. That's what I am, is goofy. A is for alluring. N is for neglected. Megan's suicide is not the first due to bullying. Yeah, Phoebe Prince as well. I filmed a video of her. She was actually the first one I found out about until... And then after I researched Phoebe Prince, I found out about Megan the same day. Just at the end of her video. Jessica Logan. Don't know her. Abern K. Biggs. Don't know about that person either. Ryan something. Don't know. Megan Meier, November 6th, 1992 to October 17th, 2006. Well, I thank you all for watching. Stay up to date and subscribe. Peace out.